Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. You are live with Endeavor Gaming. Tonight we are back on the air in Star Trek Online for part 2 of our preparation for season 35 of Star Trek Online. So tonight we'll be reading some lore blogs, playing through Axiom, and hopefully talking about some of those mysterious Twitter posts that Star Trek Online has been posting to their page. So without further ado, let's just go on ahead and get into it. Here we are back in Star Trek Online. It is great to see everybody here on this very fine Thursday evening. Hello to everybody in chat. Kyle Schaefer over on YouTube. Rachel, Kalora, Zelda, Chara, welcome in. Hope you guys are all doing great. How's it going? So, it has been a day, week, month, whatever have you. We are just a little bit over, or not over, we are a little bit under a week to go before the release of season 35 of Star Trek Online Corrupted. And boy oh boy, do we have a lot to do before then. So first off, let me cut over to multi-stream here. So we do have this list from Flo. Earlier this week on the last stream, we played through Scorpion's Abyss. Today, we are going to be playing through Axiom, as well as trying to get through some of these lore blogs, going through the Aftermath and Above All Else. And then we will leave Monday to do All That Matter, Best Laid Plans, and then reading through the Operator. But before we do that, I do want to spend some time talking about some of the mysterious blogs that we have been seeing. So, over the past week or so, the Star Trek Online page has been posting these mysterious images. And we're going to take a minute and go through these and kind of talk about them throughout the stream while we're playing through. So here's the first one. With this picture here and the phrase, "Something is changing within the universe. We've received pieces of messages and strange images from different sources. We cannot tell you yet what they might mean, but we will share them with you anyway. Maybe it will help you prepare for what is coming." The first transmission we received is, "Structural integrity is compromised beyond repair. An emergency protocol is activated. Does anyone copy? Anyone?" And this cloudy image. Maybe it makes sense to one of you. So, we were able to piece this one together pretty fast. This is an auxiliary solar panel array on the Midas array. It's that really small one of the ones that isn't on one of the three large, stalks. There appears to be some kind of purple beam emanating from it, which we can only assume is some kind of Chimeran beam. There's also what appears to be some mechanical stuff on this panel, what is assumed to be Chimeran mechanical corruption. So, that was our first post. Moving on to the second one, right here. A second transmission has reached us, but the data has been damaged on the way. Our engineers have managed to clear up the sound, but the image is still filled with noise. Maybe you can make something out. To help you, I've set up some occlusion zones. Now, this one appears to show the inside of a Federation interior. You can see some of the, hexagonal hallways and stuff that we'd come to expect from the 2410 kit that Nick worked on in his time on Star Trek Online. And there seems to be a force field right here through this hallway. My assumption here is somehow in the mission or the TFO, there are different sections of the Midas array that will be on board, and these are kind of safe zones from some of the infection. Or maybe parts that have been sealed off because of how dangerous they are because of the infection. Also, if you're talking about gosh, my mind is just failing. The force field? The force field is like a tealish blue, so that kind of tracks. And then, let's see, we have this post right here. This is the third one, with the phrase, "Another broken data stream. We are finding them all over. Whatever is happening, you better prepare for the worst. Our engineers managed to isolate something coherent from the data." Phrase, "From hull to husk, your vessel will be dissected. No, contorted. No, consumed." And this appears to show a Federation shuttle bay, the exact same one, or the same type of one that we saw in the Federation tutorial. So it's also part of that new kit, and it looks like it's been completely taken over by some kind of tentacles and growth and corruption. So I think that whatever is happening, this might be a shuttle bay on the Midas array, but this looks like they've been taking over other ships. And I'm starting to think that maybe this isn't the Midas array. I think the Chimerans have already started taking over other Federation ships out there in the galaxy, because we know that they're all over the place. And I believe we've got one more post that was posted a little bit early and then was reposted. So here it is. "We have lost contact to one of our satellites, which we tried to direct towards the source of these mysterious transmissions. We did manage to recover the last message sent. Your thoughts, feelings, fears are irrelevant. You stand before a legion of death. The image is very dark, but maybe you can glean something from it." And it's this mysterious image. It looks like a very dark interior, and we can tell that this is a Federation interior by these doors right here. You can see it right there, but there's a small little Federation insignia right there, and then the normal, like, markings for a door. And there's some kind of growth all over. And I did notice, it appears that grumpy old Nord here did a very, 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 like, brightened version of this, and while still very distorted, there is some kind of growth corrupting this interior to an insane effect. Whatever the Chimerans are doing, it's bad, and they are able to wildly corrupt these starships. So, we're going to be talking about this while we run through Axiom, but whatever this Chimeran threat is that we'll be facing in Season 35, their ability to corrupt is insane, and they are very much angry about something. The Midas Array is a Federation installation, Shara. Your thoughts, feelings, fears are irrelevant. You stand before a legion of death. Why is the Midas Array Federation? Because Starfleet needed to communicate with Voyager while it was trapped in the Delta Quadrant. Also, Chara, I have sent you a team invite. What do you mean it doesn't connect with my other theory? What do you mean?
Greetings.
Oh, I don't think that the theory is that the Chimerans were corrupting specifically the tutorial ship or anything. It's just that they corrupted... I was just kind of making a reference to where that map comes from. If only Midas, why other Federation places? Oh. I mean, we know that the Chimerans have been all over the place at this point. Not just at the Midas Array. It stands to reason that they would have taken some other ships too. But actually, let's see if I can find it here. I might actually be able to show you guys exactly what I'm referring to. If I can find the thing I'm looking for. Bum ba 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 bum. Augur, Borg Raid, Repenthe, da-da. Captain's Table, Nova. Gosh, where is it? Is this it? Nope, that's not it. Hang on, I gotta find something real quick. It has disappeared. I must find it. I have to show you guys what my thinking is so you don't think I'm completely crazy. Where did I put that stupid file? Good gosh. Co-op Cube, Captain's Table, Defiant, Friendship, Garrett, Malachowski, Marion, Nebula. Did I just, like, not download this specific file? Because that doesn't sound like me at all. Hang on. Why can't I find the thing I'm looking for? This is terrible. This is gonna bug the shit out of me until I find it. I'm sorry, everybody. My brain. Wait, is it this one? No, it's not that one. Is it this one? I think I found the thing I was looking for. I'll be very happy if this is the thing I was looking for. But I'm like 85% sure that I found it. I totally found exactly what I was looking for. I'll be able to share my screen in a minute. Unfortunately, the way I have to do this, I don't want to show you everything of what I'm doing. The Chimeran edit? Oh lord, I'm scared. Well, it's only on Midas right now, is the thing. Okay. I am exactly where I need to be. Now I need to do that. And then I need to find the specific part of the map that I'm looking for, which I think is right here. Yes. I found it! I'm so smart. Okay. Now I can show what I was looking at here. So, that second one, the hangar bay. For context, here is the hangar bay from the Federation tutorial. Sorry, it took me a really long time to find this. Also, very fun fact, as near as I can tell, this thing is like made to scale with a Miranda class, which is extremely cool. Very nice detail there. But this is that same the same hangar bay in that picture. There's the Starfleet insignia that's above the door, kind of based on what the Cerritos has. That will be on a map similar to this for at least part of it. The question is that on board a ship, or is it on board something else, like the Midas array? Also, hi Flo! I'm sorry I didn't notice your message. I was too busy trying to find this one specific demo so that I could show the hangar bay. My mind was searching for a thing, and I had to find it. Welcome in, welcome in. We're about to do Axiom, but I wanted to talk a little bit about those posts first. I also realized people may not have heard me because we were in an ad break. So repeat what I said one more time. I am sorry, Flo. I didn't see your first message. I was too busy combing through my demos trying to find this specific one that was taken all the way back in the Federation tutorial, specifically so that I could find this hangar bay, because it is very similar to this post right here. This picture. This is the same hangar bay. I am sure of it. Or at least a similar hangar bay. There we go. By the way, I love Windows Power Tools specifically because it lets me pin windows like this. But I recognized the place from somewhere. So I was determined to find it. But it's the same place. So it's a Starfleet hangar bay. And it is very much corrupted versus what we see in the tutorial. It also does appear to be a little bit different there. There's markings on the ground there. I don't know if that's the same as what's right here. But whatever happened to that ship, it is very, very, very corrupted. This is why it pays to keep a demo of literally everything I do ever. Now that I am done distracting myself, Chara, transwarp to Axiom! It's time! It's corrupted. My question is, what does corruption entail now? Oh, it's fine. It seems like it's a growth of both biological and tech. It's like half assimilation, half fungal growth. Kind of like what we saw on the Zinkethi Starbase and stuff. And I've been trying to figure out what that... Ooh, that transwarp in was... You could decline the mission? Oops. Hang on, I'll reshare it with you.
What a surprise! I didn't expect
Never
to
mind.
see you here. I'm responding to a call from Director Hugh.
Also, sorry Zelda, I did not see your message either. I was looking at demos. I will invite you on the next thing that we do though, for sure.
He asked me to join him here to help with another incursion. I've been here for quite a while now. I'm not sure he's coming. Are you here to help as well?
I think Hugh might already be here.
I agree. He's typically quite punctual. So I've heard, anyway. Well, I'm afraid I've also come across some starship debris in the system that I have yet to identify. It appears we're arriving at the aftermath of a tense clash. I suggest we try and find the director together.
It is quite absurd.
With your permission, I'll set up a sensor link so that our ships can share any data we find.
Also, Sequest, thank you for that subscription. Going on 2 months.
Sensor link is active. Let's start with the ship debris up ahead.
The Ruskava is so tiny compared to us.
Let's see. Sensors are picking up microscopic fragments of advanced regenerative circuitry, nanites, and decentralized control systems.
Sensor.
This is most certainly a full and cooperative probe.
Oh,
Something
no.
must have happened to their fleet. Let's hurry. There's more debris over there.
Are you sure that this was a cooperative probe? I mean, none of those panels look circular shaped. Maybe it was a cooperative rectangle.
Scans indicate high-density alloy and further bulk circuitry fragments. Disruptive, not regenerative. In any case, this is not cooperative debris.
Also, hey Aborticus, how's it going?
Even match our universe.
You just missed me spend about 5 minutes trying to find a demo I took of, Oh yeah, that's a good point. I was thinking about spheres and not probes. You make a good point. I think you also missed my 5 minutes trying to find a demo I found, or a demo. Yeah, a demo I found from like the tutorial from way back when, specifically so I could compare and contrast the pictures from the hangar bay that the STO page posted to the one in the tutorials. I'm like, it's the same hangar bay. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm not.
Look out! Control Borg sphere incoming!
Oh.
Struggle is pointless.
The box match! If the shoe fits,
Well
wear
done.
it.
That certainly explains the debris' quantum signature. Let's continue. I see a final cluster of debris up ahead. This fractal alloy is unlike any debris I've ever seen. It's protected by a quantum dispersal field. Someone must have come back to scatter the ship's debris signature. Its origin is untraceable.
So, this debris right here is untraceable. Did we ever establish that this
Subspace
was
sensors are picking up residual distortion nearby.
a control board piece?
A warp trail.
By looking at it, it looks like control board pieces, but this also might have just been a ploy by the Aetherians. Fake debris to lure in Hugh.
Tachyon decay and subspace phase variances
A
suggest
warp trail.
this warp trail is 2 hours old. We should get closer. There might be survivors. Oh dear. Sensor readings are fluctuating erratically.
You know, I just thought
due to
about
magnetic
something.
properties of dense asteroids nearby.
So, we picked up a warp trail, which, you know, makes sense. But it leads us to the Harmony, but we've never seen the Harmony go to warp. Every time it's shown up in a system, it's shown up through a vortex. To the point where I'm not even... We've never seen the Harmony warp before. I'm not even convinced it has like a warp-in animation. It just kind of appears through vortexes whenever it comes up. And the... So what ship warped? Yeah, why warp when you can fold reality itself? But then the question is, who left the warp trail? I mean, the control board would have gotten here through a vortex, presumably one that the Aetherians opened. Hugh got dropped off. Maybe they just want you to think that it's a warp trail. But why? I guess just to lure us in? But I don't think the plan was ever to get us on board
It's
the
the
Harmony.
What's Tassine Faye's ship doing here?
Like, specifically, it was never to get us, like the player, and Kumarake on board the Harmony. Everything that they did was to get Hugh on board. Because they wanted to capture the cooperative people and do experiments on them, I assume similarly to the Chimerans. But that still doesn't explain why the Harmony systems went down in the first place.
Perhaps Tassine Faye was called in to help as well. The vessel seems to be suffering from multiple systems failures.
Yeah, but why?
They may require...
What could have taken down the Harmony systems in the
Shall
first
we send
place?
out a hail?
And it's even weirder, because as far as we can tell, like, everything on board the Harmony is kind of working at this point. Tassine Faye seems completely calm.
Right. Starship Harmony, this is Admiral Kumar K of the LSS Rescava. Come in. Tassine Faye, do you copy?
You know, Char, you bring up a really great point. They were talking about the Chimeran specimen when Hugh was unconscious. You might not be too far off. What if the Chimeran corruption was somehow affecting the Harmony systems? I mean, I also look at this to a certain extent. There aren't many things that can take down an Aetherian ship like the Harmony.
No response. Complete comm silence. I know this isn't exactly standard protocol, but considering the potential gravity of the situation, should we consider beaming down?
What's unique about the Cooperative? They are Borg with individuality. I think that that's one of the things that makes them unique. They're Borg with individuality. But more so than that, they are resistant to things like assimilation and stuff. Or rather, they're resistant because they've already gone through the process but aren't part of a collective anymore. They've got to be worth studying, because if they weren't, Tossing Faye would have just fused them like she was fusing the Control Borg that we already saw. I mean, when we go on board the Harmony, we see Control Borg and we see Mirror Borg on board. So if all of this was to lure the Cooperative on board the Harmony, it still doesn't explain why their systems are down right now. We only showed up here because Hugh called us because he already suspected something.
You're right. Let's proceed with caution. It's no use. The magnetic properties of the denser asteroids near the ship are interfering with our scans.
Use a tractor beam. Get him away from this area.
Excellent idea. I'll send out an encoded subspace transmission detailing our intentions. I should be able to transmit it on a narrow enough frequency for it to bypass the interference, but we're unlikely to be met with a response, I'm afraid. Here's hoping Tossine Faye is able to receive it, and that we aren't breaking with any Aetherian customs.
So, Jeremy says, I think the debris suggests they had a battle with the Cooperative fleet. Probably took several ships to damage the Harmony this far. But if they had a battle with the Cooperative fleet, why would Hugh be on board? Unless that happened after they took him hostage. So is the timeline here, you're thinking the Cooperative fleet meets up with the Harmony, Hugh beams on board, they come in contact with the security device thing that attacks them, they subdue Hugh. As soon as that happens, the Harmony just starts fighting and destroys the Cooperative fleet. And they get enough pot shots in to disable the Harmony, the construct. Thank you. And they get enough shots in to disable the Harmony over here. Which means that the warp trail was fake to lure in the Cooperative. The ships are destroyed because the Harmony destroyed them, and the Control Borg spheres that were there were also lured there intentionally with the hopes that they would come into contact with the Cooperative to make this whole thing work out, so they would have justification for bringing Hugh on board.
Right. I have identified a section of the Ramizad system where signals are not compromised by the asteroids. Meet me there.
Copy that. I'll move the Harmony. Call me the tow truck.
Who would have thought that you'd be towing the Harmony today?
I mean, I imagine that they got just loose somehow. They were Control Borg that were already on board the Harmony.
The ship is still too close to the asteroids. Just a little further.
I mean, we know that they were bringing them on to
The
fuse them at
interference
this
is
point.
subsiding. I suggest we try a final hail before we scan again.
From what we saw of the assimilation room, it seems like the goal is to learn as much as they can and then fuse them.
Starship Harmony, do you require assistance? Nothing. I'll consult with my comms officer. Ensign Varunte, what's your assessment?
The Harmony might
Woo!
be
Varunte! Let's go!
This is likely unrelated to the interference caused by any asteroids.
Favorite character right here, who totally does not currently have the key to Shard in her possession. Totally not.
Well, time really could be of the essence. We still have no idea where the director is or if he's alright. And I'm beginning to worry that the same might be said of Tassine Fey.
Guys! Vorticus said it! Verte is an Aetherian agent! Confirmed! Flip it!
This doesn't look good.
I know. I'm so bad at these minigames.
Shields are lowered. I'm not detecting any breaches, so it must have been done voluntarily. Scans also indicate that the atmospheric conditions aboard the ship are highly unusual, and only just able to...
Oh, I know. I'm just making fun.
Furthermore, the ship itself is exhibiting properties that are consistent with a multidimensional vortex. It's as if it is phasing in and out of existence. Or at least parts of it seem to be.
That's true, Char.
What's
I'm
more,
definitely going to annoy you about
multiple
that.
sections of the ship seem to be under strict lockdown.
Okay, so specific parts of the ship are under lockdown. Shields are lowered. And the ship is phasing in and out of existence, or at least parts of it seem to be. Okay, I have a theory. I have a cool theory. I think that the Harmony is shifting specific parts of itself into different realities to try to pick up Borg from different realities. The whole goal of this is to study as many different Borg factions as it can while it's here, to learn about them so that they can use them. And the parts of the ship that are on lockdown are probably a lot of the parts of the ship that have these Borg that they can't control in them. And something wildly is going wrong. In fact, I think that bringing the Chimerans on board was where things went wrong. Because see, every other Borg that's here strictly deals in technological assimilation, which for the Aetherians isn't nearly as much of an issue. They can control that, and they are very well aware of that. They beat the Borg in their own universe that did that. They've been fighting the Mirror Borg for some period of time, and they've just finished learning about how the Control Borg works, thanks to our help in taking out their queen, and they're currently learning about the Cooperative Borg, but they brought the Chimerans on board, this faction that doesn't just assimilate, it corrupts. What if it managed to corrupt the systems on board the Harmony and started throwing things all out of whack? They managed to get it into a stasis pod, but it could have done so much crazy shit before that.
I agree. I recommend we stay on high alert. Who knows what caused the ship's partial lockdown? This mission could be quite dangerous, especially if the Aetherians are unresponsive.
You know, I don't know. I'm of the mindset that one Chimeran might have been the only one on board the Harmony and more got aboard, but we don't see their ships until after. One left the Harmony, but that room was full of pods. Ooh. Okay, so timeline time. The Chimeran specimen that escaped immediately runs away from the Harmony. It's the one that we deal with on the Zinketti station and everything else. And then, when we encounter the Harmony again at the Midas Array, we take down all the security protocols. That Chimeran knows exactly where the Harmony is, comes back, and frees all of its fellow Chimerans. Because see, I'm of the idea that the Chimerans don't multiply the same way that other Borg do. We now know from the blog kind of confirmation that they're somehow based off of the Trill, which suggests that the Chimerans don't just assimilate other people and add them to their collective like every other Borg does. There needs to be a Trill symbiote there, somehow in the equation. So if it needed more bodies, it would have had to go back to the Harmony. And then we have all that matter that specifically calls out the Trillborg. Assuming that even half of those had symbiotes attached to them, that's a lot more Chimerans.
Quite sure.
Bony
But I appreciate
boys.
you asking. I would rather face my fears head on than retreat to the proverbial shadows.
Hell yeah,
It's
Kamarke.
been quite good for me. I feel empowered, actually.
Let's go. There's no one I'd rather team up with.
You read my mind. The ship's systems should have logged our attempts at establishing contact before beaming down. That said, I'm not sure I trust the accuracy of any of our current scans, given the situation. One last thing. I do recommend we leave our bridge officers behind for now. I don't feel comfortable sending anyone else down there before conducting a preliminary assessment. Ready when you are.
I'll meet you there. Haha, got the captain's vest. Let's go. Who is that back there? You know, this also suggests that the Aetherians were always aware of us being in here. That also very certainly was not Tassin Fey. They didn't have the thing behind them.
This interior. It's beautiful. It looks like the hallway behind us is locked. In fact, this room is under full lockdown, which I suspect will be true of most of the rooms we will encounter aboard the Harmony. Bypassing security lockouts might require some thinking outside the triangle. Or
I bet
box.
this hole tastes like cotton candy.
It's an Earth saying. I suggest we take a look around. Perhaps there's another way out. Let's tread carefully.
So true. Give me 1 second. Gonna close out of something here. Do, 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 do. There. I don't know why, but my game is freezing up all of a sudden now that I'm down here, and it was not doing that before. Why is my game suddenly so unhappy? My computer does appear to be getting corrupted by Aetherians. I don't watch a whole lot of British TV. I do like Doctor Who, though. Surely this isn't my internet being all wonky-dory all of a sudden. Well, that seems to be fine. These hitches are worrisome. It's a rendering issue, not connection. Oh. Yeah, that's weird, because I've definitely never had it behave like this before. It also wasn't happening in space. Yeah, Char, is your game doing the same thing that mine's doing right now?
Maybe this will allow us to open the door to the hallway behind us.
Your game is performing fine. Okay, 1 second. If a streamer is having tech issues, the culprit is OBS. I'm willing to bet that you're right. See, here's the downside. There's only like 3 tools that can be used for streaming. OBS, Streamlabs, which is still OBS, and Twitch Studio, which doesn't have a whole lot of usability. And I like none of those options. I am about to do something that might potentially help. It might just take a minute or two to help. When you fix the issue, check out the reflection of yourself in the glass. Hee hee hee. I love glass physics. I do. I can't imagine how hard it was to like implement working glass in the game. Imagine if a chimera popped up. No! No chimerans! No! Hello. All right, I'm gonna test something, but I have to close out of my game real quick. Char, I'll be right back. Keep the game alive. Uh-oh, I really broke something. It's suddenly darker in here. Help me. Ha! The Chimerans are coming! All right, now my game should be relaunching. I'm not trying to find weaknesses. I'm trying to make sure that we're not screwed. And so far, everything points to us being absolutely doomed. So, Bordicus, good news. I'm pretty sure that what
It
is
looks like
wrong
the
is
hallway
completely and
behind
utterly
us is
my
locked.
fault and that I caused
In
it.
fact, this room is under full lockdown, which I suspect will be true of most of the rooms we will encounter aboard the Harmony. Bypassing security lockouts might require some thinking outside the triangle. Or box? It's an Earth saying. I suggest we take a look around. Perhaps there's another way out. Let's tread carefully.
Not the thing I'm looking for, not the thing I'm looking for. The thing I'm looking for now. If it will let me select it. Thank you. So I decided to do a cursory glance at my computer, and then I remembered that it finally got warm again, which means I can't just rely on basic thermodynamics to keep my computer cool. And then I noticed that my CPU was sitting at like 90-something degrees, which probably isn't great for making this game run well. So I actually had to turn my fans off of silent mode and back onto helpful for cooling mode. Let's see if it makes a difference at some point.
No, the security clearance required to bypass this console is too high. We won't be able to go this way. Let's look around. Optimizing tricorders for environmental scanning.
Yeah,
What a unique
it's a
structure.
shame. I mean, my CPU is
Optimizing for
fine.
material analysis.
It's a
Incredible.
i5 12600K.
These polygonal
My GPU
wall
is a lot
structures
better than
act
my
as
CPU is.
Data nodes.
My GPU is a 5070 Ti, so that never has any issues. My CPU likes to overheat, though, especially if I'm not cooling it properly, which in this case I very much was not. I will scan the structure. I'm scanning the structure. Sparkles show the way. The sparkles will show me the way. Full system lockdown. Bypassed. Why is my computer choosing today to die?
Maybe this will allow us to open the door to the hallway behind us.
Let's try it. This place feels so lively, but also so completely dead at the same time. It's honestly pretty terrifying.
It appears they store recordings of events that have happened aboard the ship. They contain both visual and auditory data. You don't suppose we're being watched, do you?
Daryl, but welcome. Ooh, I just had an idea. 1 second. Wonderful. So I'm wondering, is Tassin Faye like completely aware of us walking around the Harmony right now?
In any case, it looks like this room's lockdown has been bypassed. Let's try the console by the other door. There must be a way forward.
Let me click the dialogue box. I mean, fair. That's what I did the first time I played through this.
Well done. All right, we better stay alert.
What makes
We
Lovecraftian
don't know
dread
what
so
the
dreadful?
consequences of bypassing the security measures aboard this ship are. For all we know, it could mean a variety of automated countermeasures, or perhaps none at all, given the situation. Let's keep scanning for abnormalities along the way until we get to the bottom of this.
Agreed. Let's go.
Lead the
Why did
way.
you spawn in a fish? Why did you spawn in a fish? Just visiting our new besties, the Aetherians.
It's very empty in here. I
Indeed.
wonder where all the crew members are.
So true. Another scary looking room. Look! Junk! But it's junk from another universe! Through harmony, we are secure. Uh-huh, sure we are. I don't feel very secure. And I certainly don't feel very harmonious.
That's what Tarsine Fey always says.
7 days, Cuffs! 7 more days! I am so pumped.
Could I have a word?
Of course.
I'm feeling a little uneasy. No, not about the possibility of finding a Borg incursion aboard. It's about the comment I made earlier, about being watched. It was meant to be light-hearted, but I'm starting to think we are being monitored. It doesn't help that this room is
Jeremy.
on lockdown as well.
Cuffs wasn't talking
Apparently,
about
it
the
looks like
update
security
to
clearance
Star
has
Trek Online.
increased the
Cuffs
further
is going
along
on the
we
Star
get.
Trek cruise.
We'll need to get creative again. Interesting. Instead of recording in real time, we could recalibrate the output so that the node plays back a recording from the past. At some point, someone aboard this ship must have input the console code needed to unlock this room. Such a recording might also provide us with insight into what happened aboard the Harmony.
I take it the nodes are encrypted.
Spot on! I would need to input some kind of information about the data we want to access in order to bypass any encrypted subroutines. In theory, this would allow me to recalibrate the node's parameters to play back an older recording, though I'd have to reconfigure the node's memory buffer array to act as a hollow matrix interface instead. In other words, the node will no longer function as a recording subsystem, but as a hollow emitter, activated by a...
Remodulated tricorder. This could work.
I have to say, even though I'm not pleased about reverse engineering Ethereum technology without
So
authorization,
true.
the science behind this is quite exciting. Hopefully, Tarsine Fey will understand.
I'm sure she'll understand.
If you scan the room for information, I will begin recalibrating the node's parameters.
Let's get to work. Oh yeah, I just thought about something else I can do to temporarily help until I finish cooling down my PC from the ripe temperature of 1 billion degrees. Well, I don't actually have to change render quality here. We can't do that though. Ha ha ha!
Reconfiguring memory array to optimize for hollow emission output. remodulating tricorders. Integrating environmental data to bypass encryptions. Done. The system is active. Shall we give it a try?
STO gig.
Please follow me.
You know, the new cooperative team members there look so cool. I have Tuesday off to play through all of the new content, and I am so excited for it.
This technology looks like a fragment of a larger piece.
But a piece of what? A piece of resistance? Control board waste management system.
Director Hugh, it is good to finally meet you face to face.
So, you said you needed help.
It worked. So, both Director Hugh and Tassin Fei were aboard the Harmony. What's more, the decay rate of the quantum
I'm so hyper
particles
too,
emitted
whoa!
by these projections place the
I want to
recording
find out more about
approximately
the
1 hour
Chimerans, and it's
before
finally
the
gonna
Harmony's warp
happen!
trail signature in Ramizad. It's likely that whatever battle took place out there occurred after the director beamed aboard. Curious.
Really? I thought you just had all negative feelings about this game. I'd also like to point out I'm 100% joking. I love this game too. Wow, playing this game without shadows feels so weird.
It's a start. However, I'm sure you've noticed that these recording fragments are both static and out of order. The node's harmonic emitters didn't take too kindly to being tampered with. I doubt we'll be able to play out the full animated sequence of events.
How tall is your character, Chara?
That said, we should be able to realign the data and unlock the full recording if we place these fragments in the right order. Place these fragments in the correct order. What happened first? Right. Tassin Fei welcomed Director Hugh and his bridge officers aboard the Harmony. What happened then?
Director Hugh scans a piece of technology. If it'll let me select it.
After Tassin Fei welcomed Director Hugh and his bridge officers aboard, Director Hugh scanned a piece of technology which he considered to be part of a fragment of a larger piece. So, naturally...
Then, everybody left.
The fragments have been placed in the correct order. First,
Think of the poor
Tassin Fei
doorways
welcomed Director
and the
Hugh
cutscene.
and his team aboard the ship. Then, Director Hugh scanned some technology which was part of a larger piece. Lastly, Tassin Fei asked Director Hugh and his officers to follow her, so they all left the room.
Let me click next game.
We did it! Right. I've fed the data back into the node in the correct order this time. We should be able to play the full sequence of events now. Remember, it's likely to be visually incomplete due to the harmonics.
Alright, let's watch the full recording this time. And then we can move on.
Director Hugh, it is good to finally meet you face to face. I have heard a lot about you and your skill set.
Leader Justine Fay, please call me Hugh. Likewise, I've heard a lot about the Etherians. So, you said you needed help.
Yes, a piece of our technology has been found aboard the Harmony. We may be compromised.
You let them on board!
Let's see. You're right. This is control board technology, all right. And yet, the energy signature isn't an exact match.
What if it's corrupted control
This
board technology?
looks like a fragment of a larger...
You're getting extra flavor on this fragmentation with the
We'll need to
CPU.
locate the rest
Very
of it before we can
authentic.
make an assessment.
Of course, our diplomatic quarters are available should you wish to stay longer for this assessment. Please excuse the furnishing. Under normal circumstances, we redress our rooms for all our guests.
Well, these circumstances are far from normal. But that won't be necessary. We won't be staying long.
The creepy furniture.
In that case, please follow me.
Don't follow them, Hugh! It's a trap!
Great teamwork. We've pieced it all together. It looks
I
like
wish we
Director
could have
Hugh
pieced it all
and his
together.
Harmony to help Tossie and Faye identify a piece of...
Control board technology.
Exactly. Fortunately, the data node recording also shows the console code used by Tossie and Faye to bypass security. I suggest we look out for other consoles along the way. Perhaps we'll be able to use this method again. This probably also won't be the last data node we'll be able to board the ship. Right, let's move on, shall we?
I'll insert the
So it
console code.
seems like the starship debris we found earlier might have been Control Borg then. If we proceed, the door behind us will likely lock. We'll need to choose a path.
Oh, my computer's very unhappy right now. If you guys see my mouse like moving super duper slowly, it's because I opened something and then it immediately started hanging. I'm having a lot of fun trying to manage my computer, deciding that right during my stream is the one time during the day that it wants to not work properly versus the rest of the day where it worked completely properly. It is specifically because I'm streaming. It's the only time when anything ever goes wrong with my computer. I'll be totally honest.
Right behind you.
I'm sure you wouldn't believe me if I told you that my computer works fine 90% of the time. That is true. I can't always switch to lore blogs.
Look! It seems like a struggle may have taken place here.
More Borg parts. Yeah, it's just a tonight kind of thing.
It's one of Director Hugh's officers.
I'm sorry I took the wrong door. I wasn't paying attention, Chara.
We better help them. Shields are still down. We can stabilize...
Yeah, I'll
from
probably
in
end
and
up doing
out.
this again, like, tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, but Saturday. Just so I can experience this the way it was meant to be experienced. With slightly less jitters. And when I mean slightly, I actually mean with none. Because my computer won't be misbehaving nearly as much as it is right now. Cryptic is giving us a real experience now with all the Chimeran Borg virus stuff going on. So true. I actually am going to take this moment to talk more about corruption in general. Mainly because I really want to touch on the fact that we're going to be going on board the Midas Array, which last I checked had been completely overrun with Chimerans. I'm also not totally vamping about the lore blog here, while I do one more quick restart of my game, hoping that it gets any better. I would never do such a thing. I do wonder, all of these posts that we've been seeing, have these all been from on board the Midas Array? Or have these been different ships throughout the galaxy? Like, oop, well, there goes that post. Another data stream, we are finding them all over. Whatever is happening, you better prepare for the worst. When it says all over, it suggests that these signals are coming from places besides the Midas Array. So are the Chimerans taking over just ships all throughout the galaxy? In which case, in the mission, are we going to be dealing with, like, corrupted ships from every faction coming at us? Because that could be potentially problematic. You know, I would consider that moderately suboptimal. The only other location we know of is 13 SETI so far. Wait. At the end of Best Laid Plans, we finally found out that all these weird signals we've been hearing have been from the Chimerans, and that we were getting them all over the place. So that suggests that the Chimerans are in more places than just 13 SETI and the Midas Array. We've been getting their signals all over the place. Well, you can't be everywhere at once. Let's hope the Midas Array has some answers.
Great teamwork. We've pieced it all together. It looks like that... Exactly.
Okay, I already went through this audio. I have a bunch of Speak to Kamara K prompts because I rejoined.
This isn't good. We need to figure out what happened here. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
What are you thinking? I see a data.
That's the spirit. Our tricorders are already remodulated and optimized for holographics. If you gather information to bypass the encryption subroutines, I'll get started on the node's parameters.
I'll see what I can find.
I'm feeling less guilty about tampering with Etherian technology. Our allies could be in danger.
So true. Thanks, Jeremy! Hope you enjoy your sushi! I could go for some food.
Recalibrating parameters. Almost there. Got it. The fragments should be ready to play.
I will lead you to our lower decks.
Key to chambers. This is the key to room. Oh, I combat room. They do seem to like Kita shards. I also like Kita shards.
Watch out!
Also, thank goodness Kumarake will normally walk towards wherever the next data node is. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be able to find them. I'm not very smart.
What are you
Don't know
doing?
what's funnier, naming your symbiote mirror and realizing diamonds mean Kita, aka everything is Kita shaped here.
It worked!
Why does everyone want to jump scare me with
Unlike last
Chimerans?
time we watched, these initial fragments seem to be in the right order. That means Tassin Fei was leading Director Hugh and his officers to the lower decks of the ship. After that, something or someone attacked them. Well, this part seems right. However, my scans indicate the presence of corrupted data located inside the memory buffers. One of the following fragments does not align with
Kita
the
in the
expected
rough.
data intervals of the recording. That is to say, one of the recordings of Director Hugh was added later on. It was artificially injected into the data sequence.
Now, how could something like that happen? A falsified fragment added to the data node?
Perhaps. We can't rule it out.
Kita shaped
But that
gateway.
doesn't seem like something the control Borg would do.
Maybe not the
Seems
control
a little
board.
too calculated, don't you think? In any case, we need to make a choice and identify the artificial fragment so we can remove the corrupted data and access the rest of the recording. Which fragment was artificially added to the data node? Right. An unknown construct appeared from beyond the portal and attacked the group. The falsified fragment has been identified. First, Tassin Fei told
No!
Director Hugh
Not
and
the
his
ads! Anything but the ads! The ads make me sad. The sads make me ads.
Well done. That's it. It wasn't a control Borg that fired at Director Hugh's officer, but an unknown construct. It seems Etherean? The corrupted data has been removed successfully. The full sequence of events is now ready to play. Unfortunately, the harmonics are acting up again, so expect some fragmentation. The system is active.
Adlib Borg.
Let's play its last recording.
Let's watch it. Who needs insurance?
It is a shame you are not staying longer. We have much to discuss. I am curious about the liberated Borg.
Sure you are. Very curious.
Well, the path of a liberated Borg is not easy. Ultimately, it's about giving others a second chance.
Fascinating. Ethereans believe in giving others a second life, like in ascension.
I suppose you could compare it to that. Helping others overcome their past so they can grow.
Indeed, if you'd follow me, I will lead you to our lower decks.
Not to the lower
You said
decks!
this is where you found the Control Borg boarding party?
Indeed.
Do you know how they were able to bypass your shields?
We are uncertain. Several malfunctions have been reported. No conclusions have been drawn yet.
you doing?
This was not supposed to happen.
Get behind me!
Watch out!
My word, so that's what actually happened. It seems like an Etherean security system of some sort attacked Director Hugh and his officers. But by Luca, I cannot imagine why someone would come back afterwards to plant a falsified recording implicating the Borg. It's beyond me.
Does seem odd.
In any case, Tassin Fei's remark is important. If the Etherean security system has gone rogue, there might be more for us to worry about than Control Borg. Fortunately, this recording also shows the console code used to activate this portal. I suppose it will lead to the lower decks. Here's the code. Will you do the honors?
The chaos spreads! Also, wow, low poly Chara right there. Unfortunately, the changes I did didn't actually make any difference into performance of the game as far as I can tell. That means crank everything back up. Except I'll try to lock this at 30 and see if that actually keeps things at 30. I doubt it's going to make much of a difference. Oh, right, the console's behind us, isn't it? It is. This minigame is exceedingly difficult to do with the game stuttering, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm having fun, though. It's making this more of a challenge. And we can still do it. Iad Namad. When the Kalmanons evolved to become the Iad Namad, the Aetherians found their true purpose. The ether offers knowledge so divine that naturally it shows itself to govern the actions of all. When the Iconians evolved to become the Aetherians found their true purpose. I know Iad Namad does not translate to Aetherians, but the divine Kalmanons. Should I open the great table of knowledge? Divine knowledge to World Heart. Iad Namad being divine knowledge. Wait, do I not have Kalmanons in here? Wow. Oh no, I totally do, never mind. Iad Namadi.
I believe
We better
this
help
calls
them.
for the Earth
Shields
seeing.
are still down.
We can
goes
stabilize them
nothing.
and beam them out. It looks like the hallway behind us is locked.
I like how
In
it's
fact,
now
this
trying to throw
room
me
is
back
under
through
full-
all of these things I didn't listen to
It
before.
worked. So, both Director Hugh.
I'm not listening to this. Let me go
Well
through the
done.
portal.
All right.
I
we'd
just
better-
want to go through the portal.
That's what Tassin Fei always says.
I just want to go through the portal.
That's what Tassin. I have to. If you scan the. Maybe this will allow us to
I
open the
listened to
door
all
the
this. I did this to myself though. It's because I left and then came back in, and it wanted me to redo all of those Now we're fine. Autocorrect? I love the way I look in this captain's vest.
These lower decks sure are darker.
Lower decks! Lower decks! Lower
Oh.
decks! Everything alright?
Yes. I mean, I think so. I feel confident that we are on the right track, especially after seeing both Director Hugh and Tarsine Faye pass through here. And yet, I just feel unsettled. There's all of this. Do you feel it too?
I do. Stay close.
Before we move on, I want to make sure you know that you can count on me. Entirely. Last time we underwent a mission together, I told you I wasn't certain I'd be a reliable ally against Borg forces. That's not the case anymore. I feel stronger than ever. Although I still have some reservations.
I hope Kumar K is
I
alright.
won't be showing up late to the party this time.
You've got my back, I've got yours.
Well, I'm glad that's settled. Let's get back to business. This room...
Contains data nodes.
Exactly. You know the drill. If you search the room for information, I'll begin recalibrating the data node's parameters. Those encryption subroutines won't stand a chance. I admit, I'm feeling apprehensive. What we're about to see next could be very telling.
Kumar K is already
Integrating
suspicious.
the environmental information. Bypassing encryptions. All done. The fragments are ready to play.
Ooh, we finally get to play the recording of Hugh ascending.
Unit Bridge, requesting immediate backup.
There has been a grave misunderstanding.
Another construct. Or the same one followed them down here. You know, Flo, I noticed something. So, I think Jeremy had been talking about it on a previous stream a while ago. But the constructs themselves are still Aetherians, aren't they? Like, the square constructs are still Aetherians, just in the form of those constructs. Kind of similar to how Golor and Zildat Bex are. The triangle ones are robots, and are like just drones, but the cubes, like, that's a sentient Aetherian. It's not like their security system went haywire. I want to fly. Was it in one of the Q&As? I have to go back and read them. Oh no.
Fret not, Director.
That's so tragic. I have to read the Q&As. I love reading. I want to get away. I want to fly away. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You shall be conserved and uplifted anew.
Perish? Did they really get into some kind of near-fatal altercation? I
You
can't
will
even
be
imagine it.
Floaty
Tarsine
Boxborg.
Faye is our ally and friend. There must be more to this. Unfortunately, my scans suggest that the node's memory buffer may be overloaded.
Same.
Over time, this could lead to slight alterations in recorded material due to deletions or simplifications, for example. So rather than an artificial addition, it seems to be a corruption of the original events. There should be some truth to this scenario, but something's off. We'll need to identify the altered fragment and restore it to its original form in order to play the full sequence of events.
Box Baby or Headless Skelly Horror?
Which data node fragment was altered?
What kind of choice is that?
The node is not receptive to... Which data node fragment was altered?
Oh, I was trying to put them in order, not point out which one was altered.
The altered fragment has been
Whoops.
identified. Director Hugh raised his weapon at Tassin Fei, but he was not critically wounded. Finally, Tassin Fei lifted his body out of the room. By Lucar, we did it. I was hoping for this outcome. Hopefully this means that Director Hugh was not gravely injured. Let's see what actually happened here. The full sequence is ready to play.
Let's play it. Thank you. I'm going to open it up now. Chara is asking, would you rather Chimeran or Etherean construct? I have voted. I think I have voted well.
Bridge requesting immediate backup.
There has been a grave misunderstanding.
You know, this could explain why those cooperative ships got destroyed. Hugh was hailing them.
The security system is registering you and your officers as Prime Borg.
Tassin Fei, I really don't want to take down your construct. Get them to stand down.
I understand. This won't be necessary. You will be neutralized until we can repair our systems.
Somebody voted for Chimeran in that
You
poll.
might be getting lost in translation, but that's not happening.
Fret not, Director. We will not let you perish.
Hugh is ascending.
You should
Oh,
be
oh,
concerned
oh, 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 oh,
That's it. Director Hugh was neutralized by Tassin Fei in an effort to protect him, I suppose? And it looks like his wounded bridge officer made it out of the room.
Tassin Fei does have a
Director
halo.
and his officers are registering as enemy Borg to the Etherean
Installation
security system.
10.
Then there's no telling how it will register us. After all, you and I have both had dealings with the Borg that have left us changed.
So true.
Thankfully,
Oh yeah, I
Borg
forgot.
once
I got
again shows
assimilated
the
like a
console
week
code
ago.
Tassin Fei used to get out of this room. However, perhaps we should stop tampering with the data nodes from now on.
What about this neutralization?
Tassin Fei's choice seems somewhat abrupt. It certainly wouldn't be acceptable by Lucari diplomatic standards. But if she intends to uplift him anew, as she said, perhaps she only meant to conceal Director Hugh's biosigns from her security system.
Have a great night, Flo.
Ethereum customs could be wildly different from mine or yours. Perhaps this is not as transgressive as it seems.
Even so, the director was right to call for help.
I agree. Let's input the console code so we can move on and beam in some backup. The coordinates might be a little off as we are unfamiliar with the Harmony's exotic interdimensional topography. Beam-in could be delayed, and the exact arrival position unknown.
Also, I'm going to read what Flo said about that question that was answered in the Q&A. So the question was, Can Aetherians transfer their consciousness into constructs? For example, the security cubes in Axiom or the Zildat Bex in the Devil's Heart TFO? So Rich's answer was, well, that depends. We have yet to provide an in-game, player-facing analysis of these constructs. They could contain organic material. They could contain living brains surrounded by machine parts. We are very used to seeing humanoid cyborgs, but there's nothing to say that these other constructs aren't just cyborgs in non-humanoid form. And once you conclude that, the notion of any of them or practically anything else being capable of supporting consciousness becomes an interesting possibility. Stick a brain in it and upload a Bex. Flow. Whether or not they can transfer their consciousness into constructs remains to be seen, but in any case, it looks like they can at the very least program them to sound and act like Aetherians. And that in of itself is scary. She makes a point. Golor and Zildat Bex can both talk. Which suggests that, at least on some level, they have consciousness, or some consciousness is communicating through them. And that is a terrifying thought.
Admiral Kumarke to the Riskava. We are requesting backup aboard the Harmony.
Let me in!
Director Hugh is down. I repeat, Director Hugh is down.
Admiral Kumarke, this is Ensign Barunte reporting in. We have notified both of your crews. We're struggling to get a lock on your position. We'll beam someone down as soon as we can.
Copy
Beesh.
that, Barunte. Right. Let's not waste a moment.
It didn't even give me a pop-up for it. We're not at the next console yet, or was that one supposed to have text on it? It didn't even give it to me.
That's Director Hugh's other officer. Let's stabilize them and beam them out.
We can talk about it more in lore chat.
Watch out! Control Borg ahead! No match for us. Unsurprisingly, this room is also on lockdown.
Galaxy map.
We'll need to figure out how to move on without a recording of Tarsin Fay's console code. We could take a swift look around. Any insight into the Aetherians could be valuable to us. What an incredible astrometrics laboratory. I never imagined Aetherians to be galactic strategists.
Hey Char, remember when we discussed the fact that there were 12 chairs
Perhaps
here?
they are less quick to trust others than I had originally thought.
11 chairs, but there's this one in the middle right here where someone stands.
This
Which is what made me
star
think
chart
12.
shows an array of interlinked gateways placed across a vast number of alternate dimensions. Fascinating. I haven't seen many other species use gateways as a means of transportation.
I wonder who would sit here. Now we know that Tefei was the only original on this thing. On this ship. Who was she conferring with here? Yeah, not dissimilar to the last 12 remaining from the Aetherian Empire? Or, not Aetherian, Iconian Empire. In general, there's a lot of space on this ship. I wonder if it's understaffed. And if so, on purpose, or for some reason we haven't found out yet. That is true. Of all the times that we've gone on board the Harmony, we have seen very few, like, actual Aetherians on here. Like, we've seen the Hall of Bexes. And, you know, there are the constructs like Zildat and Golor on board. But we saw tons of Aetherians, like, on the other ships. But it's very rare that we see any on the Harmony for one reason or another. I mean, yeah, it's supposed to be like a platform to, you know, add more people to the good old Aetherian Concordium, but that doesn't explain why there are so few Aetherians on board. After the great cybernetic onslaught, the Doctrine 2 evolved. Military tactics no longer concerned themselves with redacted, as those who could not see the light were redacted. Instead, the all-knowing ether has brought us countless victories, some more noteworthy than others. Redacted, target species proved to be... So, we got the first two redacteds. They didn't concern themselves with conquest, as those who could not see the light were destroyed. But what was the species? Hey Chara, imagine if the species were the Trill. Ah! Chimerans. I was thinking Trill for the exact same reason. It's all got to be connected.
It seems these military texts describe the battle the Aetherians fought against the Borg, as well as other civilizations. This retelling is much less grim than I would have imagined. Didn't they say the Borg decimated their entire universe?
It sounds like they were lying.
Perhaps the military texts hold the key to our exit.
This is one of the coolest maps in the game, for sure. Enter console code.
Lead the way.
Or the Axload R.
That's it. Well done.
It could be a species name, or it could be characteristic, like target species proved to be very cute and cuddly. Through unity, we are strong.
Rogue security system constructs up ahead.
Okay, so like this one, I'm pretty sure is just a construct. But the square ones, those are Aetherians. Rachel, remember, no matter what, it goes in the square hole.
Let's keep moving.
I have to talk to the loot critter. I bet you the loot critter knows about the Aetherians and the Chimerans. If I could just talk to it.
Look out! Control Borg heading our way.
I also wonder what the point of Aetherian quarters are in this
They
situation.
must be beaming in from other sections of the ship. Are these Aetherian living quarters?
Why would Aetherians
Oddly
need living
enough,
quarters? They don't even need to
it
sleep.
Sort of looks familiar.
Oh, right. That just gives me items. Regenerative alcoves. Oh my gosh, the fish is Aetherian. It's the only logical conclusion. The fish needs to regenerate.
Look out! Control Borg heading our way.
Agony fields. Nothing is real. Agony fields forever. Looking forward to an Aetherian stealing your agony generator. Yeah, that totally never happened. The first time I played through Axiom, I totally didn't die like 6 times because my agony field was killing me. And my ambush turrets were also killing me. I would never be so silly. That doesn't sound like me at all. Ah! The Hall of
Oh
Bexes.
my. It's a whole wall of Grandad Bexes. But why? Perhaps this is how Ethereans honor their fallen.
Ah! These are very cool alcoves. I especially like the little animation that plays right here. The, like, green and purple flux thing on here. It's very cool. A lot of the Aetherian stuff just looks awesome to me. They've got such an awesome aesthetic. That should have been what really tipped me off to them being evil. Their drip was just so pristine. Nobody aura farms this hard and ends up not being evil in some capacity. I'm just saying. Like, remember how they showed up for the first time? Yeah, exactly. Only villains could look this undeniably cool and not react to it at all. Like, they just came in and was like, oh, this is totally normal for us. And I'm like, normal? You guys are 8 feet tall with awesome outfits and giant geometric ships that can one-shot Borg cubes. I can't even one-shot a Borg... Well, I can't one-shot a Borg cube on Elite. It's so funny, because in the previous arc, you have Lita being like, meh meh meh, let me show you how to really DPS. And then in this arc, the Aetherians are like, huh, we know we're better than you. We know we're better than you. The Ether specifically told us. I mean, I do like the sort of logic of the Ether here. So, they turned to the Ether, and it helped them defeat the Borg and save their society. And then, basically, immediately after, the Ether was like, hey, you know, that went really well. You know, I love that you guys are listening to me, but Aetherians, buddies, why can't everyone be as happy and awesome as us? I mean, there's the whole multiverse out there. They need to see the light. So, I think that we should go out and make sure that everybody knows just how great the Ether is. Oh my god, guys. If you really boil this down, the Harmony is just a door-to-door salesman. Trying to sell us fusion. I've got it all figured out. I'm almost done going through all of these. But I make it a point of going through each one of these anytime I do this mission and go into this room. Personal theory is that the Aetherians didn't plan on the hive mind or drive to assimilate being present in their new form. By the time they started to experience it, it was too late, so they embraced it with some resistance. I mean, they definitely have some kind of resistance, and I still believe that Balor is a part of it somehow. But yeah, I think that a lot of this ideology came from the Aether, not from the Aetherians. I think the Aetherians just really wanted to be able to defeat the Borg. And the Aether has basically tricked them into doing all of this.
Admiral Kumar K to the Rescava, requesting an immediate status report.
Admiral Kumarke, this is Ensign Varunte reporting in. We've got a lock on your position. Who should we send in?
My crew should be enough, but send like half of my crew,
Understood.
you know,
I'll send the
from
coordinates over to
my
your team.
Lexington, which
They
is
should
like
be with
400
you soon.
people. I hope DeFay starts to trust us at some point. Right now, she seems exceedingly pissed off at us.
And Ensign? Tell them to be careful, please. This ship is packed with Borg.
It's packed with much worse than
It
Borg.
seems the Aetherians use these energy portals to get from one level of their ship to the next. I wonder how many there are aboard the Harmony.
What they lead to.
In any case, this Aetherian portal is already open.
To the lowest decks.
Admiral Kumarke, this is Ensign Varunte. Did the crew make it?
No. But if I click this button, I bet they'll show up. Lowest decks! Lowest decks!
They did, and not a moment too soon, Varunte. I'm picking up life signs further
Oh wait,
ahead
it's
on
been
this deck of the
disabled. Oh
ship.
no.
Localized
Granddad
interference
Bex!
makes them hard
Granddad
to
Bex!
identify, but it could be Director Hugh and Tassin Fay.
Forget
I'll be
about
right
Faye.
behind you.
Oh hey. Oh, that's right. I'm not team lead. I couldn't bring in my away team. Because I left. That's right. I hope your away team is set up.
It seems there are no data nodes in this room.
Wait,
Still no signs of Director Hugh or Tassin Fay. Without the
guys,
recurrence
it's
of
my
the
favorite
console
part of this
codes,
entire
we'll
mission.
need to rely on environmental information alone to move forward.
The one question that I hope will be answered in the upcoming mission. Why? Oh, why? Do the Aetherians have a Borg foot in a cage? We must know! Why is the Borg foot caged? What did the foot do? Is it dangerous? Is the Borg foot dangerous? Save for later. Save for what? Why is it in a cage? Is it gonna run away? Oh my god, are they gonna feed the Borg to the Chimerans? That just seems mean.
Let's try the console at the end of the room. Neurodrills? Hydroponics pods? Is this a
That-
sick bay or a science lab?
That might be a dimensional centrifuge for all you know. It just looks like a cage. It does look like a cage, you're right.
Nothing here. We'll have to keep looking.
But why would they
Rogue
put
security system
an
incoming.
entire pork foot in a
console
centrifuge?
interaction must have activated them. They're stronger than the last ones.
Are they? I'm too busy running away.
Well done. Quite the interruption.
Oh, right. They
Now,
tried to steal my
where
agony
were
field.
we?
I should stop doing that. Maybe the Borg physiology results in the foot storing important info. I'm terrified at the implications that statement could have. Through redacted, we are redacted. Oh, I know what that one's supposed to say. Through fusion, we are victorious.
It does seem like a line from Tarsian Fey's axiom. Through harmony,
Through
we
cheese,
are secure.
we are gassy.
Through unity, we are strong.
Lactose intolerance
Perhaps
do
the
be a thing.
redactions are an added security measure. The words seem to have been superimposed with others that cannot be translated, not unlike a palimpsest. But if this line reads anything like the other two, then I'm not sure why a redaction is needed.
Get the cheese to sickbay.
Me neither. Not in any of my interactions with Tarsian Fey. Either way, this unfortunately doesn't help us unlock the door.
Let's keep looking. Why not just blast the door open at this point? Because we like to play music. Shrek is law, Shrek is life. I mean, the axiom is law, the axiom is life. Though the ether prescribes it, it cannot be denied that our extensive studies of other species has made a significant contribution to our doctrine, and for that, the ether rewards us with ascension. The Tal Shiar in particular served as ... Well, we know that the Tal Shiar know stuff about them, and about some resistance.
This is a partial biomedical display of Etherian energy readings. These readings indicate the presence of
The chair has
enhanced
the answers.
sensory organs, regenerative internal probes, and an energy-based core. It looks like the Etherian anatomical composition is 70% biological, 30% mechanical, and the rest of the data is missing.
I wonder who took it.
Strange. Perhaps there's another console in this room that contains the access code to the door. Heads up! Rogue security system incoming again. Predictable, I suppose. They've upped their offensive, likely due to a perceived increase in threat level of the
Tornadoes!
ship. Oh, I'm glad that's over. Let's try another console.
I'd also argue that if we're speaking in mass, saying that it's 70% biological and 30% mechanical is very fair. An energy-based core would have no mass. Energy doesn't inherently have any weight, because energy isn't matter. Energy is energy. Well, that's kind of incorrect, but that's a whole other thing. Functionally, energy has no
Door is
matter.
open!
Let me through.
I'm detecting a life sign. Cognitive functions are compatible with the cooperative Borg. We're getting closer.
Time for scary room. Very scary room. Very dark room, too. It's very dark. I'll also go ahead and say I don't think that anything is in any of these pods. Trust me, I went looking.
What is this place?
Ooh, Chimerans! It's gotta be Chimerans.
Look! It's Director Hugh. We better check.
I tried to clip the camera inside of them, but it doesn't let you. They're solid objects. Because, meh. The map designer decided that I shouldn't do things. Meh. Why can't I see in the pod? What's in the pod? New theory. What if this thing just holds samples of every single Borg that they've dealt with? Though I wonder why they would collect them.
The Director's life signs are stable, but he's been put into a stasis. Scans show the pods are equipped with an integrated dispenser valve and a medical interface connected to the ship's console system. We should be able to wake the Director up by using a console command to activate the pod's dispenser. We just need to modify the output to release some sort of powerful stimulant. That would do it. Look out! It's the Etherian security system!
Monster energy drink? But what about Red Bull? I hear it gives you
Scanning the Director's
wings.
pod must have alerted them. We can hardly catch a break, can we? Let's activate the pod's dispenser.
Here you go, Hugh. Have some monster energy.
Excellent. The cordrazine should kick in shortly. It looks like getting out of this pod from the inside is the tricky part. From out here, it should be relatively simple.
You know, I'd like to point out that that means at this point Hugh is probably awake and just can't get out. How terrifying.
Excellent idea. Not my speciality, though, I'm afraid. Indeed, we could target the control panel with a localized EMP to fry the locking mechanism. We could also recalibrate the control panel to bypass security parameters altogether. The choice is yours.
Time to go tactical.
Let's try.
EMP! Your bombs might not be effective, but at least they look good. I mean, that's what we spent a fair amount of the last stream doing. I don't know how useful these guys are going to be, but they're going to look really good doing it. Because I'm EMP!
We can open
I'm
the pod.
dynamite! EMP! Diabolical setup with fashion good. That's what it's all about. You use them as storage. Terrible.
Director Hugh. Are you okay?
Where are my officers?
They're safe. They're on the Rescava. We beamed them out, but we've yet to find Tassin Fey.
Forget Faye. We need to get off this ship. I'm worried about Tassine Fey too, but not the way you are. The Etherians? They've been lying to us.
Well, I turned it back up, Mordecus. All of the graphic settings should be back at max.
Here, look.
For some reason, it's just really, really dark in this cutscene now.
It's the missing data from the Etherian lab.
See, so the Etherians have to remove the nanites from the control board first. And then they fuse them.
These biocides.
Yes.
Through unity, we are strong.
I don't understand. They're consistent with...
Bum, bum, bum!
Borg.
Yes.
But also...
Through fusion, we are victorious.
Iconians.
This reveal was absolutely insane. I still have not emotionally recovered from this. Like, even our captain was like, oh, shit. Time for my favorite part. What is that?
Look out! It's getting away.
What was that?
A problem for later.
No, Hugh! It's not a problem for later. Tell me what the thing is right the hell
Damn, there goes our plan of beaming out.
There might be another way.
Tell me what that thing is. We're not going anywhere until you tell me what that is.
Not the way I'd usually greet an ally of your distinction, but I suppose this is somewhat of a unique situation. I'll save the details of my gratitude for later. Needless to say, I owe you one. As for our escape plan, the raised shields do pose a problem. However, during my brief time aboard the Etherian ship, I learned that beaming out might not be the only option at our disposal.
You mean, recall that we would have lost the Iconian War if they didn't agree to peace due to returning their world heart. That is true. But from what we understand, it's not even that the Etherians lost their world heart. They gave it up in favor of the ether. Hydrate.
Right. The Harmony's wall structures act
That's
as
true.
data nodes that store recordings of past events that have happened aboard the ship. We reverse engineered the nodes in order to play them back, much like a holo recording.
Your creativity is commendable. Well, however daunting that must have seemed, Tassine
I mean,
Fey's
I'm personally pretty
neutralization
terrified.
wasn't as effective as she'd hoped.
The Etherians are terrifying, and the
It looks like
Chimerans
the Etherians
even more
don't know
so.
enough about liberated Borg biology to knock us out entirely. Not yet, anyway. While I was being carried through the Etherian lab, slipping in and out of consciousness, I managed to send out a nanoprobe I had pre-programmed to scout for situational intel.
The missing data from the science lab.
Correct. This nanoprobe retrieves key data that is considered either useful or harmful. In this case, that included the hybrid Borg and Iconian biological composition of the Etherians, which the probe classified as potentially harmful. However, that's not all. The nanoprobe also detected massive energy spikes coming from a room on this level, up ahead. The energy type is consistent with the one emitted by the ship's portals. My guess is gateway technology.
A tether to the ether.
It could be Iconian. Hard to say. Your guess is as good as mine. Most importantly, My intelligence suggests the Ethereans are not on their side. Or ours. At least not for now. Well, as a liberated Borg, or XB, as we used to call ourselves, I have hope that any civilization or individual might be open to reform. If they are anything like the Borg, or ancient Anconians we know of, then there might be a way to help them. But this isn't a hypothesis I'll live to test out if we don't get moving. That's a lesson I learned the hard way on another mission. So let's table this talk for a safer environment.
Safer environment? Like in a universe without the Chimerans in it?
Let's get out of here before more pods explode.
So are all the pods filled with Chimerans then? Oh, this is the wrong way. Whoops. So Tossing Faye was just in here too, wasn't she?
The Harmony's defenses have locked the path behind us. The only way onward is forward.
I don't know. I don't think the Chimerans are allies considering what they said to us. I am not filled with hope of them being allies when they say things like, what was it? Your thoughts, feelings, fears are irrelevant. You stand before a legion of death. That's true. I don't think we gave him enough cortisone.
Call me Hugh. I've spent far too many stardates as a nameless.
Hugh it is. What are those?
Assimilation pods. Heads up. We've got company.
Fighting them feels wrong. I thought we were allied.
Typically, I recommend setting phasers to stun, but that's a dance with assimilation I'd rather avoid, Admiral. Another hostile wave of Ethereans incoming.
Hello, 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 hello.
Your reputation precedes you. Well done. All right, let's go.
I love the barrier shield. So dark in here.
My nanoprobe is detecting elevated levels of gamma radiation nearby.
The reactor room.
The Harmony's core.
Yeah, that does not surprise me at all. To be fair, the stream isn't lagging at all. It is exclusively in the game.
Granddad Bex.
It can't handle the amount of Chimeran knowledge in my head.
The Ethereans have lowered some sort of fractal containment
Oh,
field
right,
that's
he's
blocking
bad.
our path.
He's evil.
Leave it to me. I've become quite the expert on it.
Oh, by the way, Char, we're on Elite, so keep that in mind.
Understood. We'll keep the Ethereans at bay in the meantime.
These guys can actively kill us. Wait, why am I spawning stuff? That's like the
Resist
opposite
and
of what I
you
should
shall
be doing.
crumble. Accept, and you shall ascend.
Another one? This influx seems endless.
These are all clones.
How's it looking, Admiral?
Almost there.
Oh, I should move out of the way of that death beam.
The fractal containment field
Oh,
has
I
been
did not get a
lowered.
chance to move out of the way of that death beam.
Incredible.
Collaboration is fruitful. Why such discord? in the face of harmony.
Yeah, we should definitely team speak in the face of harmony.
He is teleporting away. That's our chance. Let's get out of here.
Which way? Oh, that
I
way.
hope you're right about that gateway technology.
Oh no, I froze. I am getting 1 second per frame.
A magnetic containment field? Protecting
Aetherian
a
sabotage at its finest.
cube-shaped reactor core.
Looks familiar, right? If only my tour had started in this room.
It's quite the display for a reactor core. It must be important to them.
It's not a core. It's a tether. I think
Trapped
that
again.
it's... Oh, I think it's a
It
tether
seemed
that
too
holds them
easy.
in other universes.
You're
Oh.
right, Hugh. These Grandat Vexes are beaming in with no end in sight.
There must be another way to defeat them.
I have a plan, but it's risky.
Oh boy.
I'm all ears.
If we lower its containment field, we could fire at the reactor core to initiate a breach.
I don't think the Chimerans really had anything to do with Kittimer.
What about the gamma
We didn't
radiation
see any
leaking
there.
into the room, and the potential loss of life aboard the ship?
I'm willing to bet that putting the core at risk will initiate an emergency power transfer protocol. This would divert all main energy back to the core's containment field, interrupting Aetherian transporters.
And likely divert power from the fractal containment fields too. Hell of a plan, Admiral.
And we'd have to backtrack into the room to carry it out.
A risk worth taking. Let's do it.
I'll get to work on this fractal containment field.
I'm trying not to die. It's a
Field has
fractal.
been lowered.
I'm running.
Let's act quickly. The Aetherians aren't messing around.
I'm on
Really?
it.
I thought they
Cover
were.
me. Reconfiguring security parameters.
Ah! Oh, right. They can adapt to my weapons, too. I forgot about that change. Oh, I almost guarantee that it will, too. As soon as I close OBS, it'll start working perfectly fine.
How much longer, Admiral?
10 seconds.
You've got 5.
Actually brings up a great point.
Done.
I
The
wonder.
magnetic containment field has been lowered. Target the reactor core.
Don't target the reactor core. That's not very nice.
Radiation levels are rising. We need to leave.
Let's go.
The control panel is
Grandat Vex
malfunctioning.
panics there.
Cover me. I just need a couple of seconds.
Your second life awaits you, Hugh.
There. It's open. Where's Hugh?
There's something I need to do.
Radiation levels
Now
are
it's
too
Hugh's turn to
high.
ore farm.
We need to leave.
The walk up to
Emergency
Granddad
systems won't
Vex.
seal this section off.
It's
This is
so,
our last
so
chance.
awesome.
I know. That's why you should go ahead without me.
You can't save him, Hugh.
I can't
know,
tell
but
if
if
it's
I
just
can get
really
through
dark lighting
for
or
even
if
just a
Hugh is
second,
just not
then it's
loading
worth
in
a
any of
shot.
his textures. But I can't see him
have
at
to
all.
Try.
Damn. We can't leave him
Char,
behind.
was it doing that on your end too?
Grandat Bex. That's your name, right? Where's Tessine Faye?
We are Grendat Bex. We are Tessine Fey. We are all at once, and soon you shall be too.
I'd rather die than be reassimilated.
Real.
It is the only way. Uprisers shall be quelled. Deniers shall be fused. You must join us. You must ascend.
Listen, it doesn't have to be like this. My people have the means to restore your freedom.
You misunderstand. We
I
are
love
free.
the shield generator
We
in the
have long been
cutscene.
freed from the shackles of Iconian rigor. And we have taken what serves us best from the Borg. We are evolved.
The cutscene is trying to decide
See,
whether I
the
want to
trouble
load
is,
the next part.
I think you think you're free, but you're not. Everything you're saying right now, that sounds an awful lot like a collective I used to be a part of. You think you don't have a choice, but if you ask me, you've just forgotten how to choose.
You are mistaken. We do not choose the ether. It chooses us. We follow its path.
Well, a wise man once told me, even when you think you don't have a choice, there always is one. I might not be able to help you now, but maybe I'll be able to help you one day. No one is beyond redemption.
Dude, he was so awesome.
Follow me.
We need to leave now.
I'm sorry.
Me too. Also, guys, I'm going to try something real quick, but the stream is going to cut out temporarily, but it'll be back in like 20 seconds. 1 sec. I'm going to test a quick theory.